is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year, but eventually it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
I'm Kris Gethin.
I'm Nick Orton.
And you're watching BodyPower TV, and I'm about to put Nick through a back workout here. So we started off with the reverse grip pull downs, just to make sure that we didn't have too much arm flexion to, take the biceps out of the movement and really target the lats. So you'd notice that we didn't really overextend, but worked on the full contraction and loosening the grip a little bit so we could focus all the contraction on the back. And then we went from there, after we pre-fatigued the lats, onto the chins. And obviously, we could have cheated that movement and maybe got 10, 12 more reps out. But by targeting the lats in the area that you want, you point the elbows into that targeted area. So you actually perform less reps, but you really isolate that portion of the lats.
And on the pull-ups, in particular, it's really easy to pull those arms forward, isn't it? Because it makes it so much easier. So naturally, I was tended to do that, but actually I thought it was great to actually force your arms back, and then
your body will always look for a survival mechanism, and that is to make the exercise easier. So of course your body is like, you think initially, I should perform more reps, but at what expense? And that expense is normally the case of muscle development in the targeted area. So sometimes you have to go, okay, I'm a man, but I have to leave my balls at the door and really train with smarts, and that's exactly what we did. And then from then on we did that low pulley row, and we did like 10 contracted reps, and then we did 5 partials at the bottom and 5 partials at the top to really target the traps.
Again, I thought your instruction there was great, because my natural movement would be perhaps to arch the back a little bit, and obviously you were stopping that, which meant that it was much better.
Yeah.
Felt much better doing that exercise.
And then from then on we went to the cable pulley rows, low cable pulley rows, where we targeted everything. We hit the lats, traps, rhomboids and the lumbar by really leaning forward and accentuating that stretch, which I could see that you weren't really used to doing that. That was a little bit awkward. Do you normally do that movement anyway?
Yeah, I do, but I think your instruction there was much, much better, because the stretch just felt good. So I felt like I was really working hard.
And what again, the natural movement is the body wants to really bring the arms right back, and if it can't, it'll always lean back to extend that movement. And that is a perfect sign that you should just lessen the weight until you get the movement absolutely 110% correct. Like, training, I remember with Dorian, he, most of the people that he trained with, he'd say, okay, we need to halve the weight on everything that you're doing until you get the form correct, and then we will increase it over time as you get that neuromuscular education to the parts that you're trying to reach, and then we build from there.
Yeah, and I think it's hard, obviously you want to push yourself and do more weight, put heavier weight on, but obviously, and that exercise is a perfect example. Actually, it's better to lower the weight and do the exercise properly.
Yeah. Okay. And then we went and we targeted some rear delts while we were doing back. So we went and did some rear delt flies. You'll notice that we started with the palms facing behind each other, facing behind the body, and then as the movement gets harder, because I find that if you put the weight on the outside of your hands and kind of loosen there, it really isolates the rear delt being a very small muscle group, so it's very hard to isolate. It is for me anyway. So I find that by loosening the grip there and putting all the weight on the outside, you're really able to target it, and then when you're fatigued in that area, turn the hands, and then you get some assistance then from your other, like your rhomboids, but you're pre-fatigued already, just to row out.
Yeah, I thought that was great, because I've never done it like that before. It was really tough and made the exercise a lot harder. Yeah. But again, you could really feel it working. And then, as you say, change the palms when it got too difficult, and you could pump out a few more reps.
Yeah.
It was good.
And then we finished off with traps by hitting some shrugs. to finish off with.
Yeah, and I had to use your
Straps.
your straps for that. That made a big difference. So I think that's obviously advisable to get some straps. So
Definitely, because if you're thinking about it, all that time under tension with a heavy weight there, your forearm is obviously, your hands aren't going to be as strong as your back. They're just not going to hold that enough grip, that amount of weight. So, you know, it's definitely advisable to strap up on exercise, especially towards the end of the back workout. So it doesn't matter, like if you're a beginner, intermediate or advanced. Some people who you know, I have DTP, a lot of people say, oh, I should get into training first before I do DTP. Whether it's DTP, HIT training, dog crap training, German volume, Y3T, it doesn't matter. You train with the weights that are required for you, that allows you to reach failure, and to, we're just trying to target physical failure at the end of the day without injury. As long as you do that, then you're going to get the goals that you want, you know, not having to slowly get into it, so to speak, but doing it correct. You can really push yourself to the max as long as you've got correct form and you're isolating the muscle. Don't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed the session. It was good to get some good coaching.
Word.